Oh, hey, hello. You must have scanned the QR code in your Messy Church pack. Well, welcome to your interactive video. I think you can see that there's lots going on inside your pack, but I just want to talk to you quickly about what all this stuff inside your Messy Church bag means. Well, in your bag, you'll find 2 crafts, 1 game, 1 recipe, and they've all got a link to a very important story. And this story tells us how to be courageous. And God is always with us to give us strength and courage. So, before we look at the crafts, here is a story that I think you'll enjoy.
David and Goliath. This is David.
Hey!
David was a shepherd who lived in Bethlehem. David was chosen by God to be the next king of Israel when he was just a boy. But David had to wait a very long time until that promise would come true, because there was another king of Israel named Saul. Saul led the armies of Israel. One day, King Saul was with his army near the valley of Elah. On the other side of this valley, the Philistines, the enemies of Israel, gathered their army ready to fight. The Philistines had a giant warrior named Goliath who challenged the Israelites.
Hey!
Goliath spoke badly of God and his people. He shouted and taunted them, saying, "Choose one man to come down here and fight me." The Israelites and King Saul were very afraid. Meanwhile, David's father sent David to bring some food to his brothers and their captain. Goliath came out of the Philistines' army, and David heard him shout his usual mean taunts to the army of Israel.
Whoa, what?
As soon as the Israelites saw Goliath, they began to run away in fright.
See ya!
David asked, "Who is this Philistine anyway, that he has allowed to defy the armies of the living God?" David's questions were reported to King Saul, and the king sent for him.
Hi!
David said, "Don't worry about this Philistine. I'll go fight him." Saul said, "There's no way you can fight him and win. You're only a boy."
Wait!
But David told Saul that he had taken care of his father's sheep and rescued them from lions and bears. Then David declared, "The Lord who rescued me from the claws of the lion and bear will rescue me from this Philistine." So Saul said, "All right, go ahead and may the Lord be with you." David picked up 5 smooth stones from a stream. Then, armed only with his shepherd's staff and sling, he started across the valley to fight Goliath. When Goliath saw him coming, he sneered at him and yelled bad things at David. But David said, "You come to me with a sword, spear, and javelin, but I come to you in the name of the Lord of heaven's armies." Goliath moved closer to attack, and David quickly ran out to meet him. He hurled a stone from his sling and hit Goliath in the forehead. The stone sank in, and Goliath stumbled and fell to the ground. So David triumphed over the Philistine with only a sling and a stone, for he had no sword. But he knew the power of God and trusted God to win the battle against the giant.
What an amazing story. Who thought that someone so small could defeat someone so big like Goliath? Now here's my friend, Mrs. Crago, who's going to talk to us about one of the crafts that's in your bag.
Elephants are big and mice are small. But did you know that elephants are afraid of mice, even though they're so much bigger? I don't know why. Perhaps it's because mice move very quickly, or maybe the elephant thinks that the mouse might run up inside its trunk. That reminds me of the story of David and Goliath. Goliath was big, huge, a giant of a man, towering over small David. But being small didn't mean that David was powerless. He used his brain and his skills to defeat Goliath. We're going to make an elephant and a mouse to help us remember the story. You need to find the envelope that has got 4 grey shapes, 2 white shapes and 4 googly eyes in it. And then you'll need to find a cardboard toilet roll and some glue. I hope you enjoy making your elephant and mouse.
Thanks, Mrs. Crago. Now, inside you might see some odd objects. You've got some stones and a bouncy ball. Here's Reverend Helen to tell us a little bit more.
Hi, did you hear in the story about how David threw that one stone? The reason David was so good at throwing stones is because when he was young, he used to practice and practice and practice. I've got a game we can play today, which can help us get really good with stones as well. It's a game I used to play when I was a child. In your bag, you'll have a little bouncy ball. It might be a different colour from mine, and you'll have 5 little stones, or you could find some more in the garden if you want. And you need to play this on a hard floor in your house, which is why I'm going to play it on my kitchen floor. Are you ready? First, you want to throw your stones just a little bit onto the floor. It doesn't matter where they land. Then get your bouncy ball, and you're going to throw the ball up. When it's bouncing, pick up a stone, and then catch the ball. You ready? Got 1 stone, 2, 3, oh missed, I missed, 3, 4, 5. When you get good at that, throw them again. This time see if you can pick up 2 stones at a time. Got 2, oh no, oh missed it, lost it. Try and get that one. And then when you get really good, see if you can get 3 at a time. And you might get even up to 5 at a time. See if you can get as good as King David at your little game with stones.
Reverend Helen. Now, also in your pack, you'll find a jar full of loads of goodies, look. Who thought that David was courageous in standing up against this mighty warrior, this giant? I definitely think he did. And sometimes in life we need to be courageous. Now this jar is got, like I said, is full of goodies. And what you can do is decorate this jar as you want. And this is going to become your courage jar. Let's decorate it. Just like this. Whoa, just like that. Wow. So I've got loads of stickers on it, and I've got some ribbon around the top, and I've written on here, I've said Owen's Courage Jar. And you can write that on using a Sharpie or felt tip pen, and it says, be courageous. Now, sometimes I might be stepping out of my comfort zone, and I need to be brave. And sometimes I ask God to help me to be brave, just like David does in the story. So with your courage jar, you can write on little strips of paper, look, just like this. This one I said, I stood up for my friend today. And I'm going to put that in my courage jar. There might be another time that you feel courageous. I asked someone for help when things were difficult. And I'm going to put that in my courage jar. Maybe in a few days or a week or a month or a year, I might want to go through all the things that I've been courageous about and just remind myself that God is with me when times are hard. Amazing. Have fun making that one. Now, this is a really exciting craft. My friend, Mrs. Taylor, has been baking in her kitchen. And you'll see in your booklets, you'll find a recipe on the back. And it's how to make some giant cookies. So giant that Goliath would have them. And these cookies are just a reminder to us that God is bigger than any challenges that we face. Amazing. I hope you enjoy making those cookies. They look really tasty. And we're just going to finish with a prayer. So if you want to make this prayer yours, say Amen at the end. The words are going to come up on the screen for you. Dear God, thank you that you are with us all the time. Help us to be courageous and brave, just like David in the story. Amen. Well, thank you for joining us at Messy Church Takeaway. Have fun making those crafts, and hopefully we'll see you again really soon. From me and the team, bye for now.